meeting of the Board Executive Committee to order. The committee would like to welcome the audience. Viewers may watch live board committee meetings online at tcaps.net/board. Recorded meetings may be viewed on demand at the same address. We have set aside this time for public comment. I'm guessing there's no public comment, so we'll move right into procedural items. So right now we are at the draft meeting minutes portion of the agenda. Are there any changes from the August 28th meeting? Hearing no changes, the minutes will remain as posted. Next item, board policy updates. So I will refer to Dr. Van Wagner.
Okay, we have one policy update this month. So it is 5300 that is related to student enrollment, attendance, and records. So this is our policy on compulsory attendance, absenteeism, and truancy. One piece is identified in our strategic plan is looking at students that are have excessive absences. And so what this policy revision does is aligns with MDE's definition of the excessive absences, and so aligns with, as that enters our system and as we build our systems around working with parents and staff on that, it makes it clear exactly of what excessive absenteeism is.
Yeah. So just to clarify, did MDE update their definition this past year?
No, but our policy was not aligned to it.
I see. Well, it's a good change. I like it. You knew I would. You knew I would.
And John, just from a clarification, TCAPS, we've always had, has it always been a 10 excused or unexcused?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not. It really was more aligned, if I remember right, it was actually a little bit more, but it was all unexcused.
Unexcused.
And the definition does not define it that way. So we felt with that we're gonna be flagged for it, that's the metric that's gonna be used. Let's align the metric that's being identified to our board policy.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought. So, so thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Do you guys have any questions on that?
No, thank you.
No, okay, so we can, I think we can add that to the consent calendar, if you guys are okay with that, to approve at the full board? Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay, next item, we will, sorry, is it just right into the agenda review? Hold on a second. Okay, yes, so next is the item agenda review for the October 13th meeting. Again, I'll defer to Dr. Van Wagner.
Yep, okay, and Tammy, may I help me out, because I know we made a couple of decisions this morning as far as what went consent in, but I think I got that, but in case, Tammy, correct me.
Okay.
So we'll start our meeting with a call to order, our pledge, the review and approval of the agenda. For recognition this month, we do have Traverse Heights coming in to talk about their house system and some outcomes and some components of their students to talk about. So I think that'll be an awesome thing. They've wanted to come for a while, and so we're going to do that. And we also have our first round of Compass Award winners with our staff to recognize at this board meeting. We'll have our first public comment. We'll have a legislative update, which I sure hope includes a budget. As of this moment, still, we don't have it. They adjourned when they gambled in the committee at 1:15 and no movement at this point yet, but I'm hopeful by some point tomorrow we might actually have a budget. So we'll talk about that and any federal implications we may have. Right now, we don't have any at the moment federally, but as that goes on, there could be some things that fall into that. And then we'll have our district highlights. We will have our report of our curriculum committee, our finance committee, the board executive committee as we are now. We'll have a report out on our superintendent board student advisory council meeting. We had our first one this month to report. And then board office hour report out and notification of the next board office hours. We have our consent calendar, which will include our district course catalog updates from curriculum earlier this week. Personal recommendations, we have the board policy under consent that the committee just did forward. We will have a notification of the Mahogany Foundation donation.
John,
Yep.
that one is actually going to be going under discussion.
That's correct, thank you. And then we have the facilities equipment that was presented at finance today, and I do believe that stayed on consent, am I right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Yep.
missed the resolution of the stormwater management plan on consent.
That was originally on discussion, but this morning it got moved to consent.
Uh-oh.
I think Jeff,
Frozen. Frozen.
That's okay.
Okay, well, maybe somebody else can pick
We can
up.
just read the agenda.
Yeah. So I'll pick, you want me to just pick up from where?
Sure.
Okay. So, let's see, so under consent, the 25-26 district course catalog, personnel recommendations, board policy 5301, and the resolution in support of stormwater management plan, as well as the bids and services regarding facilities, which was basically custodial equipment, and the meeting minutes. So that will all be on the consent calendar. Then we'll move into discussion. We'll have a school safety update. As we discussed this morning in finance, the Mahogany Foundation and their super generous donation will be on discussion. And the TCAPS Talented and Gifted Program, otherwise known as TAG, will also be a discussion item. Then we'll have our public comment number 2, and board president closing remarks and adjournment.
So Chairman Moore and Trustee Schmidt, the only thing I wanted to ask you guys about was the order of the discussion items, because we have a tendency to put our most substantive discussions ordered last, and I feel like the energy kind of dissipates, and if we could move up the most important topics for discussion, like first, and then maybe have a safety update after that. I just feel like people are fresher in the meeting when we could have those discussions sooner, so that's my feeling.
You mean you wanna put tag first?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Is that okay with you?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So tag and then
I'll do the school safety updates and then the donation.
the Mahogany Foundation? Okay, great, thank you. Looks like we,
And just one correction is under, just a report out for board exec will be by me, not Scott Dimabale. So
Yes.
I just, as I'm catching that.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got through the October 13th agenda.
Yep, I heard it.
Okay. Oh, okay, you were kind of frozen in time there.
you heard us, we just couldn't hear you.
That's right.
Understood.
Okay, perfect, and we made that change under discussion, so October 13th is good to go. And then informational items, so I will defer to Erica. Who's filling in for Connie Taylor today?
So we have been, from a staffing update perspective, we've been working on filling some of our non-certified staffing positions that are still vacant from the start of the school year. Primarily focusing on our licensed childcare and getting them up to fully staffed, as well as some special education positions across the district. We've started a monthly Google ad campaign, which we run and change kind of the focus of those monthly. And so we've been tailoring those to kind of where the holes are. As always, we're also recruiting bus drivers.
Right, the always needed bus driver.
So how many non-certified staff do we need in total right now?
We have several vacancies out there. We're running kind of as needed right now, or as we're currently staffed right now. But I would say we're probably in the ballpark of like urgent needs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 or 8
Okay, yeah,
urgent needs.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay.
And the monthly Google ad campaign, that's where you pay to advertise, they have like in a search, somebody runs a search and TCAPS comes to the top.
Right, yep.
That's
And we
smart.
also run the social media campaign as well, but those are more generic, it's more general hiring, so we can stay kind of out there on top of that, but that we can't really tailor those to our vacancies.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, okay, anything else?
That's it.
Any other items anyone has?
Well, yeah, I got one quick thing, and I kind of made a little bit of an error this morning. I had overlooked, I had put in my board report about that we were gonna talk about tag in both curriculum and finance, and it wasn't on the finance agenda, so I do have 2 of the finance members here. and to boot, I got Josie who heard it and was part of the conversation and curriculum. So I just wanna make sure in this committee as well to hit, yeah, we are at the point with, our architects that they are asking for the amount of classes and size that they wanna begin a part of the budget with the remodel of central grade. So obviously with the 3-year, remodeling, we will not have kids in that building. And so in curriculum, we talked about, I presented to the curriculum committee the concept of, for this next year, and the next 3 years, of having an east and a west side tag, one house at Silver Lake, one at Eastern Elementary. And so that is kind of a little bit of administrative, recommendation on where that lands for now. But we do need to have the conversation now about the future thoughts on that. So essentially, we have to let the architects know where we're at as far as financially on the building. We're already really at that $55 million number, and so adding another 4 classrooms and renovation onto that is more. There's been a lot of different conversations. We've had some parent advocacy for East and West Side long term. So essentially, that discussion item is there, which I know that we moved to the first item. I just want to make sure that all of the committee members here as well understand the rationale of not only are we discussing it short term, but we are also having a part of the building renovation scope, having the conversation long term. Not that it couldn't be reversed in the future if the board decided to long term stay that route. The central grade 3rd floor would eventually be available. We've stayed away from that in concept right now based on the committee's feedback because of its distance from the office and looking to try and keep everything that we can on the 1st and 2nd floor. But really trying to keep it.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Disconnected.
well, we lost the superintendent.
Wait,
There it is.
Okay.
okay.
So really that idea of that it's not that it couldn't be changed back in the future, but if we don't, if we were to do it again at Central Gate, it probably would have to be that renovation on that 3rd floor, unless we include it now. And again, we really get into scope of what we've tried to make that building and have that conversation. So that was the conversation we had at curriculum committee on Tuesday morning, and that we will have a full board discussion on.
And I guess it can wait till full discussion. Okay, I can wait. I just had a question. I haven't watched curriculum yet, so.
Yeah, and they go into tons of detail, so I don't think we need to talk about it right now, but we can save it for the 13th.
Yep,
But
yep.
I thought curriculum was more than enough to set the stage for board.
And that's all I wanted to just make sure that all of you, knew that that's what it's setting the stage for.
John, I think just one thing that's important to clarify is the current design then with the $55 million, that's for junior kindergarten through 5th grade,
That is correct.
not tag, not preschool, right?
I could be wrong, I'll check with Christine, I do think it does have preschool back there.
Okay,
But again, not until the renovation with
Okay.
that.
yeah,
And it does include, one of the things too is that really with Lars Hochstead, it's always struggled to have any storage space. And such, so those rooms that are behind Lars Hochstead that normally the board puts robes and stuff on when we do the TC High graduation there, that would be dedicated towards Lars Hochstead, more storage and some of those kind of things. So right now the idea is in the scope of the building size we're at now, with a couple of extra classrooms just for future needs, that's the scope of the $55 million as it sits right now.
you say a couple of classrooms, like maybe 2 more in case there's,
I think that's what
growth.
Christie said, 2 or 3 that'll get renovated that wouldn't have a direct, like at classroom, but it's definitely not 4. And, at that point, it would use up all any additional space if you were to put tag there in that concept, so. Essentially, 4 more classrooms would be an additional expense that, we have right now thought of not being there in our thoughts, but again, it's time for the board to weigh in on that. And again, 3rd floor is completely gonna get redone without any very specific plans, but.
bringing it up to code and,
Right,
Yeah.
more wide open space, bringing the code, but again, could easily be in the future changed up with a few walls and stuff to make classroom space, but.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. If there's not anything else, I will adjourn the meeting. Our next board exec meeting is October 30th at 4 o'clock in this room. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you.